A group of left-wing rabbis demanding a ceasefire in Gaza took over the United Nations Security Council chamber in an unprecedented demonstration on Tuesday. The Security Council never condemned Hamas for October 7 atrocities, but a group extremists calling on Israelis to disarm and deny Jewish state UN Charter right of self-defense has blessing officials, he added. Nearly 36 rabbis and rabbinical students signed up to tour the UN headquarters in Manhattan. He was able to gain access to the Security Council chamber. Ted Cruz accuses UN agency of supporting the Hamas war machine. Wants it to stop funding Biden administration once inside. They unfurled their hidden banners and began demanding that the United States stop vetoing measures that would end Israel's operations in the Gaza Strip. Protesters carried banners reading "Biden the world calls for a ceasefire and Biden stop vetoing peace." A press release sent by Rabbis for Ceasefire, Jews for Racial and Economic Justice, Jewish Voice for Peace, and IfNotNow before the protests began laid out their goals. The press release read in part the state's all members United Nations demand that reaffirm and commit to objectives Charter Nations Universal Declaration human rights, take meaningful action to stop carnage, reach resolution regarding Palestinians Gaza, to hold further vote in Security Council to adopt ceasefire resolution, including lifting of siege and exchange of hostages, submit to General Assembly, including presenting resolution calling for appropriate accountability measures accordance with international law, impose an arms embargo immediately. The UN has called for an immediate ceasefire, but US and, at times, other allies have rejected various resolutions, often citing language issues and lack of what US sees as a permanent solution to situation. The Security Council adopted a resolution on increasing humanitarian assistance to the region and creating the necessary conditions for a sustainable cessation of hostilities. The USA did not use its veto right and allowed it to pass. As Israeli operations in Gaza continue, protests demanding a ceasefire have increased across the United States. More than 300 protesters were arrested in New York City on Monday after blocking various bridges and tunnels connecting the city to surrounding areas during rush hour morning. Former United Kingdom opposition leader CORBYN will join the South African delegation that accuses Israel of genocide on Monday. Protesters also disrupted President Biden's speech in Charleston, South Carolina, site of the 2015 at Mother Emanuel AME Church, chanting, "Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!" He emphasized that the group consisted of both American and Israeli rabbis and argued that the group was anti-war, not anti-Israeli. Given that tours can only be booked online, they had booked tours individually in advance. Like everyone else, Dujarric explained. Like other visitors, they underwent extensive